Welcome back to Real Reddit Moments, where we unafraid to tackle the biggest challenges of parenting, the moments when prejudice can sprout from unexpected places, and the "am I a bad person?" questions that make the community think deeply about our responsibilities. Today, we're diving into an incredibly sensitive and important story, one that raises questions about the boundaries of innocence and the need for education. What happens when a child, whether intentionally or unintentionally, utters racist words? And what is a parent's responsibility in that moment? The story is titled AITA for punishing her son after he said something racist. Is OP a parent who overreacted? A parent who did the right thing to correct their child? Or a parent who pushed their child into a difficult situation? Find out and let us know what you think. This story comes from Reddit user ParentalDilemma. We'll call him OP, a parent facing a major challenge in raising their children. OP and his spouse have always tried to raise their children in an open, respectful, and non-biased environment. They have an 8-year-old son, whom we'll call son Alex. Alex is a smart, active, and generally well-behaved child. OP and his spouse regularly talk to their son about the importance of respect, kindness, and never judging others based on their appearance, skin color, or background. They live in a multicultural neighborhood, and Alex has friends of many different races and backgrounds. OP believes that her son understands these values and would never engage in racist behavior or speech. It all happened one afternoon when Alex came home from school. Normally, Alex is very cheerful when telling stories at school. However, that day, Alex seemed upset and talked about a new classmate, an Asian boy. Instead of saying positive things, Alex used a racial slur to talk about the boy. OP was completely shocked. She couldn't believe her ears. OP immediately asked Alex, "What did you just say? Do you know what that means?" Alex seemed confused, trying to justify that "I heard my friend say that at school, or I was just joking." But for OP, there is no excuse for such a word. Even though Alex may have just repeated the word she heard without fully understanding its deeper meaning, the action was still unacceptable. OP felt a great deal of disappointment and pain. She realized that this was a critical moment for his or her child and that she had to act immediately. OP sat down with Alex and explained in a serious and clear manner the seriousness of the words her child had just used. She talked about the painful history of those words, how hurtful they were, and how racist behavior was completely unacceptable. OP also emphasized that it was also wrong to listen to bad friends or joke around with those words. OP then decided to impose a severe punishment to help Alex understand the consequences of her actions. OP banned Alex from using electronic devices, tablet, phone, for a week and suspended Alex from extracurricular activities that she enjoyed, e.g., soccer, video games, for the same period. Alex reacted violently. He cried and screamed, saying that OP was too much, unfair, and he's just a kid. OP's spouse, while initially shocked by Alex's words, expressed disagreement with the severity of the punishment. OP's spouse said that Alex was too young, didn't understand, and that such a punishment was too harsh and could cause psychological damage to the child. An argument broke out between OP and his spouse. OP felt that he was doing the right thing to teach his child an important lesson, but was opposed by his own family. Was he really a bad person to impose such a severe punishment on an 8-year-old child for saying something. To find out, OP posted his story on Reddit, asking the community, AITA. OP's post exploded on Reddit, garnering tens of thousands of comments and hundreds of thousands of upvotes. The thread touched on one of the most controversial issues in society: racism, education, and parental responsibility. The vast majority of the Reddit community sided with OP, affirming that he or she is not a bad person at all. They emphasized the importance of teaching children about anti-racism from a young age. 8 is old enough to understand that there are words that are not okay to say and behaviors that are unacceptable. You are doing a great job teaching your child about consequences. Don't back down. This comment received tens of thousands of upvotes and multiple Reddit awards. Your actions were not excessive, they were necessary. If you don't punish your child now, she will think those words are acceptable, and that's how prejudice is formed. This isn't about he's too young to understand. This is about the responsibility of parents to shape their children's thinking. A racist remark, whether unintentional or intentional, can be deeply hurtful. You're stopping the problem at the root. Someone has to teach your child that not everything they hear in school is worth repeating. And you're doing that. As a person of color, I really appreciate parents like you. It's hard, but it's necessary to build a better generation. Some of the comments try to give a more balanced perspective or gently criticize the severity of the punishment or give advice on how to approach education. OP has the right to punish her child, and OP's spouse's concern about the punishment being too harsh is valid. What matters is how they convey the lesson and make sure the child understands and is not just afraid. This comment is often disputed and receives fewer upvotes, if there is no agreement between the couple. Alex is ITA for his words, but the punishment needs to be agreed upon, and the purpose is education, not just punishment. Criticize the narrator. This number is quite small, often focusing on the punishment being too harsh or lack of understanding of child psychology. YTA, 8 years old, is still young. He may just repeat without understanding. Banning everything like that may make him resentful rather than understanding the lesson. You should focus on education instead of just punishment. This comment is often strongly refuted and receives many downvotes. In addition to the comment 1,000 times NTA mentioned above, another comment has also touched the hearts of many people and caused a storm of emotions because of its profound analysis of the importance of early education. NTA. Never think that your child is too young to understand. Prejudices, even unintentional ones, start from such harmless words. You are teaching your child about fairness, about respecting others, and about how words carry weight. This is not a punishment. This is a life lesson. Be consistent. You are doing the right thing not only for your child, but for society as a whole. This comment received thousands of upvotes and awards, highlighting the importance of early education and its social impact. The Reddit community not only gave their verdict, but also actively engaged and expanded this topic into many deeper discussions, offering advice and sharing personal experiences. The importance of early education in anti-racism. Many users shared how they teach their children about diversity, tolerance, and avoiding discriminatory words or behaviors. Parents' responsibility. The debate over whether parents have the ultimate responsibility to shape their children's views and behaviors. Words are just words, or words have power. The debate over the idea that it's just a word, versus recognizing the weight and impact of discriminatory words. Surface and structural racism structure. Many expanded the topic to include structural racism and the importance of breaking it down from the younger generation. Punishment and education. Discuss effective methods of punishment that are educational and not psychologically damaging. Overall, the Reddit community has been overwhelmingly supportive of the OP, seeing his/her actions as necessary to teach their child an important lesson about respect and anti-racism. After receiving overwhelming support and insightful advice from the Reddit community, OP has found the strength to deal with this difficult situation. She has provided some important updates on what happened next and how she is feeling. Summary of updates. OP's spouse agrees. After a serious conversation and reading the Reddit comments, OP's spouse finally understands and agrees with the seriousness of the situation and the need for punishment. Together, they explain the lesson to Alex. Alex begins to understand. After a few days of being banned from his/her favorite devices and activities, Alex initially became angry, but gradually became more remorseful. OP has been talking to him/her constantly, not only about the reason for the punishment, but also about the importance of respect. Alex wrote, though naive, apology letter to his/her new classmate, which OP did not send, but was Alex's way of showing remorse. Relationship with classmates. OP contacted the parents of the boy Alex had insulted. They were very appreciative of OP's initiative and did not hold any grudges. OP arranged a meeting where Alex could apologize in person under adult supervision, which helped Alex better understand the impact of his words. Continued education. OP and her spouse have committed to continuing to educate Alex about diversity and anti-racism on a more regular basis, not just through punishment, but also through books, movies, and positive conversations. OP now feels relieved and proud that he made a difficult but correct decision. While the process was challenging, OP believes his son learned an important lesson. She realizes that parenting is not always easy or universally accepted, but that holding on to the right values is paramount. OP feels grateful to the Reddit community for providing support and valuable perspectives, helping him/her overcome doubts and fulfill his/her role as a responsible parent. OP's story is a powerful example of the importance of confronting sensitive issues like racism as they arise. It highlights core issues about parental responsibility, the impact of words, and the need for ongoing education. Conflicting emotions in the story. OP's initially shock, disappointment, and anxiety at hearing her child's words. Then, determination, responsibility in administering the punishment. Finally, relief, pride in being steadfast, but also some tension with her spouse. Alex's son. Initially, perhaps innocence or carelessness in repeating the words. Then resentment, annoyance at being punished. Finally, gradual remorse and understanding. OP's spouses, possibly excessive sympathy for the child because he is young, concern about the punishment being too harsh, and disagreements in parenting methods. The Reddit community, in this case, acted as a court of social justice and a powerful educational support system. They provided a huge source of validation and support for OP, helping him/her realize that his/her decision was correct and necessary. Receiving empathy and a clear verdict from a large community helped OP solidify his/her decision and face criticism from his/her spouse. This proves that Reddit can be a place to seek support, advice, and validation when facing sensitive educational issues. Character Analysis OP. Narrator represents a responsible, determined, and visionary parent in educating their children about important social values. He/she shows courage in facing a sensitive issue and pressure from her own family. Alex, son, represents a child at the age of cognitive development who may unintentionally repeat what he hears without fully understanding the meaning. His reaction shows the need for guidance and lessons from adults. OP's spouse represents some parents who may be overprotective or have a different view of the severity of the behavior, emphasizing the need for a unified approach to parenting between the couple. Lessons learned. There is no such thing as too young for prejudice. Children begin to absorb information from their surroundings at a very young age. Education about diversity and anti-racism should start at a young age, and prejudiced words should not be ignored, even if unintentional. Words have power. Every word we use has a meaning and can be hurtful. Teaching children about the power of words is extremely important. Parental responsibility is paramount. Parents play a leading role in shaping their children's thinking, values, and behavior. It is necessary to confront wrongdoings head-on, even if it is difficult. Punishment goes hand in hand with education. Punishment is not only to deter, but more importantly, to help children understand their mistakes and learn how to correct them. Clear explanations and constant communication with children are key. Parental consistency. For effective child education, parents need to be consistent in their methods and views. Disagreeing in front of children can reduce the effectiveness of the lesson. True remorse needs to be nurtured. Children need time to process and understand. Remorse does not always come immediately, but constant communication, guidance, and opportunities for children to correct mistakes will help nurture it. OP's story is a testament to how parenting is not just about feeding and clothing children, but also about shaping their minds and hearts. It's an important reminder of the role each of us plays in building a more just and diverse society. Facing prejudice, even from your own children, is never easy, but OP's courage and determination proves that it's necessary to ensure a better future for future generations. What do you think of this story? How would you handle it if your own child said something similar? Have you ever had to teach your children about sensitive issues like racism? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Thank you for following Real Reddit Moments. See you in the next story.